All right, we have the RUCKUS Pro Prism. These things are pretty awesome. I was fairly impressed with the original RUCKUS optic. I have fastened both of them to a rail, so you can kind of see the difference here. This is the OG RUCKUS, and this is the new 6x magnification RUCKUS. So obviously, if you go down in magnification, you're going to get a shorter optic. I believe this is a 3x. This is the 6x. This new one comes with this rail up here. So, poor man's E-clan. You got your 6x magnification, and you got a red dot up here. So 1x, 6x, right? What originally drew me to these RUCKUS optics in the first place was I broke my goodness, what is it called? It was another Monstrum optic. I broke it, as in I ripped the cords out of it like an idiot myself just because I was tinkering around with it. The Cyborg, right? That's what it was. So the Cyborg had button controls on it, and that's what I liked about that because I really don't like messing with these knobs. The reason I didn't get another Cyborg and I tried the RUCKUS out is because these things have auto on and off. So you just kind of set it and forget it. And I really like that about these. The buttons are cool and all, but with auto on and off, I can just, set this to 3 or 4 wherever I want. And as soon as, I pick this thing up, it turns on. After I set the rifle down for 10 minutes, it goes into sleep mode. And I think after an hour, it completely shuts off. But as soon as you touch this thing at all, the reticle is going to be back on, and hey, it works. So I've already tested that substantially on this RUCKUS, and if I had any doubts about it, I wouldn't have picked this one up. So, you're getting a prism for under 100 speckles, right? You can go to Primary Arms and get the same thing, but you're going to be paying around $250 for anything like this RUCKUS. I think I managed to score this one for well under a bill. Of course, when Monstrum releases a new product, they give you a 25% off discount code to use right off rip. So I think this one came in at like 80 speckles, something like that. Why not have one in the bag in case somebody else needs an optic? These are prisms, so you don't even need battery to use them. It has that etched reticle. All of that works great, and I haven't ran into an issue with this one. I'm going to be testing this one, obviously. I'm going to get it probably put on a 308 rifle, and I'm just trying to figure out what little red dot I want to put up here. But so far, this thing's pretty awesome. The glass in these has been great, or I wouldn't be buying another one. And I just think it's a great idea. It's a great looking little optic. It looks solid. The rail is nice and tight on it. As far as weight goes, I think this thing weighs a whole 2 ounces more than this. And they're very clear optics. It is surprising how clear the glass is. It's just our standard of manufacturing catching up. You don't have to spend $1,000 to have clear glass anymore. Hey, maybe 10, 15 years ago, that was a different story, but we are talking about today. So I have to say, this thing's been pretty awesome so far, just out of the box. And looking through it, everything looks great. Check them out. Again, it's good just to have one of these as a backup or just have it in the gun bag to give to a buddy. Right. This thing also gets surprisingly bright. Daylight bright all day. Haven't had an issue with it. I think the little knob goes all the way up to 11. Ooh, and obviously you have your 0. The 0 setting actually turns the optic off and it kills your auto on and off. So, if you are throwing your rifle in the truck and you're going to be driving for a couple hours and you don't want to waste the battery, you can just click it over to 0. Right, and as soon as you're done with your drive, you set it on whatever setting you want and just leave it alone. And I love that about these. No knobs to mess with all the time, no buttons to click, and I just think they're awesome. I think you're really getting a lot for, even a bill. Even if you cannot manage to get the 25% off discount on these, even for $100, I think they're worth having. So comments are open. Let me know if I'm wrong about anything. Also, this is their post scope magnifier, and It actually works pretty well. These have went and got upgraded already. This is their old post magnifier, so I haven't managed to get one of the new ones yet, but it does work. This also works with LPVOs. This thing's held up for a while now, and it's got a pretty robust little locking system here. So I've had this thing on AKs, 308s, my 5.56. So all in all, pretty good stuff from Monstrum at a great price. And I don't know, it's kind of hard to argue with. Anyway, if you want to argue it, yo, leave me a comment. Let me know. I'd love to hash it out with you. Comments are always open on my channel. Have an awesome day, everybody.